And starting off with the latest coming in at this hour, U.S. President Donald Trump is receiving Jordan's king at the White House. The threat of suspending aid and the future of Gazans expected to be on agenda for the upcoming discussions, of course, coming at a crucial time. The question also is over to what extent Trump will leverage aid and trade to pressure Jordan and also Egypt when it comes to the given circumstances and what the implications will be for the entire region. We will continue to monitor those latest inputs coming in at this point. We will get you those images as well as Jordan's King Abdullah meets Trump. The question also is about whether or not he can resist U.S. pressure when it comes to the ongoing conversations and what that would mean for the status of the conflict and also what the implications will be for the entire region. Can Jordan and Egypt continue to actually maintain what they have so far? Can Jordan resist the U.S. pressure remains to be seen as well. And as we continue to decipher those statements that have been coming in as well, remember latest being that U.S. President Donald Trump has also categorically put out his stance when it comes to what the implications will be for the people of Gaza. Now, those are the images that we are getting to you at this hour of this crucial meeting, which is taking place at a very significant time. Remember, like we've been saying, this meeting comes with far-reaching implications as Trump hosts Jordan's King Abdullah II. The questions remain over what the discussions will entail when it comes to the future of the region as well. Let's get in further updates at this point from our correspondent Susan Teherani, who's been tracking those developments very closely. Susan, this of course is a meeting that comes with a lot of expectations, a lot of speculation also that's been doing the rounds, and what the implications will be for the entire region.
Yes, those are very valid points. We do know that they have started that meeting that's going to be behind closed doors. They are expected to talk about the Middle East peace process. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, of course, remains a central topic. The discussions are likely going to explore avenues for reviving peace negotiations and also addressing humanitarian concerns for Gaza. President Trump's Gaza proposal, which has been making headlines, he's recently proposed that Palestinians from Gaza be located to neighboring countries like Jordan and Egypt to facilitate the development of Gaza. Now, this proposal, of course, has been met with firm opposition from both Jordan and from Egypt as well. Donald Trump yesterday was informally asked whether or not he would withhold aid from these countries if they didn't go along with his proposal. He sort of said, sure, why not? We may withhold aid. So that's a significant development as well. And then, of course, they're going to talk about their allies, regional security, counterterrorism. They're anticipated to discuss ongoing efforts to not only find a solution to the Gaza crisis, but also combat terrorism in the Middle East. Groups such as ISIS and Al-Qaeda are going to be on the agenda. Economic cooperation between the two countries, bilateral economic ties, trade, investment opportunities. So this is important. It's also the first time that President Trump is receiving a leader from the Arab world as well. Of course, King Abdullah and the Prince have been here since Sunday. They had a series of meetings, but they're expected to meet with members of Congress as well later on today.
Right. Susan, just to also put things in perspective for our viewers, with Donald Trump threatening halting aid to Egypt and Jordan if they refuse to rehabilitate Gazans in their countries, what would that mean? And what's the larger message that the American president is trying to send out?
Well, it's yet to be seen. On the one hand, it appears that it's a negotiating tactic. On the other hand, it appears that while Donald Trump may not want to get America involved in the Middle East the way that he's saying he would, he also wants to provide maybe an off-ramp for those who have been proposing other things for the past 5 decades or so, basically saying to the Arab world that if you don't come up with a solution yourself for what's happening in Gaza and what's happening in the Middle East, then, for example, the United States would have to step in. If you don't want that to happen, then maybe you should find a solution that will actually work. This is what some analysts are saying. Others are very concerned about the president's rhetoric and what it means for the Gaza people, what kind of message it sends to the Middle East region, not only for the people of Gaza, but for others as well, that, how is this going to develop and just how, whether or not it's time sensitive to even make these kind of statements.
All right, we're leaving it there for the moment, Susan. We, of course, are coming back to you as and when we have further updates coming in at this point.